What's up folks, welcome back to Garage. If you have watched my earlier 145 video, you know that I failed the MOT. For example, the panhard bar, the bushing was loose and was it left front brake, there was a little bit, it wasn't braking enough, so I have to adjust it a little bit. So in this video I think I will start from the panhard, and after that I will focus on brakes, and in the end of this video I hope that I can show you past MOT certification. I don't know, but we will see quite soon, and after the intro I will tell you more. I will start the list from the bottom. This is the panhard bar, and I will borrow it from my 142, and I will change the bushing later, but this is like a quick fix. Now I have the panhard bar from 142, and it's much stiffer than the old one. I will show you soon, but I think this will pass MOT for sure. Well, the bushlings are not perfect, they are quite old also, but I think they will go through. There's the original bar, and in this end it was okay. The bushing actually looks okay, but in the other end, as you can see, there is some free space inside, and in that another it was full of rubber, but it seems to be in purpose like that. But when I'm moving it with this bar, you will see the problem. It's so loose and soft, so this is not stiff enough, so it didn't pass the MOT. But I think I will order new bushlings into this bar, and after that we can put it back. Then we have a new ones, but I think we don't have any problems with that either, so it will be there for a while. And check this, I fixed the exhaust. I built a new bracket here. Well, it's not that beautiful, but it will work perfectly, I think. It's much stiffer, and now it doesn't move at all. And there's rubber between the frame. Okay, I just got the black paint because I painted the tip of the exhaust, and now it looks much better. So there is rubbers between the exhaust and the chassis to prevent the vibration. There will be some maybe, but at least it doesn't hit to the chassis anymore, which it did before. Next I will put the tires back on, and then we will move on in the list. So the last task is done, And next the 3 upper ones, there is some problem with the brake balance. There's the front axle, the left was 1.4 and the right was 2.2, and so the difference was 36%. 30 is allowed, so it was a little bit too much, the difference. It's actually huge, because I think the 30% difference is quite a lot. So the third thing is that I have to balance the brakes, and then I have a false installation, the brake hoses, and then on the other side there's also some problem with the brake hose. I will show you just a sec. On this side there's the bracket for the brake hose. As you can see, the lines don't go through that, so I have to make actually the bracket is here, but I have to make like a front plate here, which will push the hoses to that bracket. After that, that's okay. Then there's a one nut missing. I don't know why. From there, so the line is loose, but no problem. I will lend it. This is from 142, so I will take the nut from here, so that will fix that. And on the left side, this was the side which has problem with the brakes, and these lines are going from wrong side. I don't know why I have done it like this, so I have to move the lines in front of that bar. I don't know if I can slip the whole brake caliper through that. I will try that first, because I want to avoid opening the brake lines, but I think I have to do that. It might be, well, I think I have to do that. And I think I found the reason why the brakes are not in balance. Check this brake disc. I don't know if you can see, but it's not, the surface is not even. There's a huge scratches in this disc, so the contact of the brake pads are not good. So there's a small problem. I think these have to be changed, these discs, and I have a plan. I have the old discs from 142. Well, they are rusty, but they are in very good condition. So I will change the brake discs from 142 to this one on both sides. And after that, I think the brakes will be quite balanced, I think, because in this side, the disc is worn a little bit also, but it's much better in this side. So I think that's the reason for the poor performance of the left side. This is a little bit tricky to film, take a video, so I will put my camera on hold, but don't worry, I will update you what's going on. Spring has arrived to Finland. We still have snow, quite a lot, as you can see, but it's going. This is quite normal, actually. In April we still have snow here in central Finland, but this winter we have had quite a lot of snow, but it will go away actually quite fast. You can see there's a Chevy and the road is drying actually already, so that's a good thing. But back to the project. The right side is now ready. I have new brake disc. This is much better than the old one. There's still some brake cleaner, you can see, but now it's clean. There's no grease. so it should be okay, but I just finished it with the brake cleaner, and brake hoses are now like they should, and I put also their nut, as you can see there, so now the brake lines are okay like they should. So this side is ready, just a quick brake cleaner and then the tire back on. On the other side, there's still a lot to do. So I just have to remove the caliper and switch. I think I will open the lines from that end and I will switch them on the other side of the bar. As you can see, there's a double bar. It should be better in track. I don't know how much it affects, but at least I have done that. And after that I have changed the lines to the right side. It should be easy to attach the hoses to the bracket. And the right side, the disc was quite stuck. I had to use my blowtorch. I heated this disc, and after that I was able to remove it. First I tried to hit it quite hard with my hammer, but it didn't move at all. Even I opened the screws. And I think this side might be also a little bit stuck. But I'll get back to you after I have finished the left side. Now it just needs tires back on. I actually took brake pads from these old calipers. They were quite new, and so now I have the brake discs and pads from 142. Thank you very much. And on the left side, also new discs, of course, and pads. And if you check the old ones, well, there was some surface left, but check this. This came loose when I was tapping this pad away, so I don't know how old these are, but now there is a good pads and discs, and now the hoses are like they should. So now I just have to bleed the brakes quickly, and I'll get back to you when I'm on the test drive. Still have a little bit issues with the brakes. I did a quite big test drive, and the car when I was braking, it turned to the right, so then I noticed that, well, the front left doesn't work like it should. Now I did a final test. I drove with the second gear here quite fast and hit the brakes, and as you can see, it started to slide. And there is no braking marks on the left side. After all other tires there is, so I have something that I have to do. I also noticed that when it's idling, the brake warning lights comes out, so there might still be a little bit air in the system. So I will try to bleed the brakes again. I just have to take the whole caliper off. As you can see from this angle, the upper pistons are working and they are pushing the pad against the brake disc as they should, but the lower ones, they don't move, or actually I can push them with the pliers, but they don't push in like they should. And from these bleeding screws, there is no fluid coming out of them. Even they seems to be wet a little bit, but still. From this upper one, I get fluid as I should, but there is something going on in this caliper. But I will take it off, put it on my vise, and I will open it. As you can see, there's quite new rubbers in this caliper because I have fixed it and installed a repair kit, but I don't know why it doesn't work like it should, but we will do that all again, and after that I think we will have a working caliper. I didn't find any obvious fault, but now I have everything here ready for installation. All the rubbers, these dust covers, piston rubbers, and the seals between the sides, all are okay. Bleeding screws I cleaned with compressed air, and also this line I cleaned. What I noticed when I opened, when I pushed, I actually used compressed air to push out the pistons. And if you are doing in that, and if you are using that method, also be careful because it's a little bit dangerous. But I used this. Is this a clamp from other piston and carefully pushed air in and got all those pistons out little by little. None of them was stuck. There was a slight difference, so I think some of them might be a little bit stuck, but not badly. But what I noticed when I popped one piston out, the fluid was almost white in one point. I already cleaned the table, but I don't know what has been in that fluid, water or I don't know what. So that might be the reason why the two lower pistons didn't work. But now everything is cleaned and ready for installation. I have even the brake grease here ready. So I hope after this clean up the brakes will work. I'm quite sure about that. It took a while to figure out what was the reason, but as you noticed, after I fixed the caliper from that hose, it didn't bleed brake fluid at all, and when I opened it from that end, we noticed that the fluid is coming, so I noticed that the hose is plugged and I replaced it. I was lucky I had a few new hoses in my shelf, because this is quite common fault in this 140 Volvo, that this is the original one. I don't know what causes it, but they will be blocked, and the fluid doesn't go through it. So now it's replaced, and I still have one spare. And I have bleed the brakes. The new hose is tightened, so this should be ready for tire. But before I found those new ones, I thought that I would take a hose from 142, but I noticed that these old hoses, they are actually, as you can see, they are broken, so I didn't want to use them. And from that 145's caliper, one bleeding screw start to bleed or leak actually, and I took few of bleeding screws from this caliper. They were covered with the hats, so now I have proper bleeding screws also in this caliper. I already filled the brake fluid, so now I just have to put the tire back on, and then we will do a new test drive, and I hope this time it will brake straight, but I'll let you know soon. Just a sec. Yes, as you can see, the car is now straight. I came quite fast and I braked, and it seems that the front brakes are taking even, and they are locking even from this left side and also from the right side. That's I caused when I went upwards. And I think now, because I went on the tarmac, I tested a few times, and the brake seems to work even, so I think now it's a good time to go to the MOT again. I went to the MOT and I passed, which is nice. Now the left was 1.7 and the right 1.5, so the difference was only 12%, and the max difference is 30%, and in the rear there was 0 difference. So, and I fixed all the other things, so they had to pass me, which was interesting because the next this MOT is valid until 25th of January, February, March, April 2024. So I don't have to do the MOT with this next year at all. I don't know why. This might be so old car that every second year is enough. I'm not so sure. And I went to actually work today with this car, and it works, well, not like a dream, but okay. It's loud inside, but that's my fault. And I noticed that the engine is vibrating quite a lot, so I think maybe the rubber in the gearbox is gone, or one of the engine supports, maybe. There's the big rubber between the chassis and engine, between the engine brackets, so I have to check them, because that's not normal. The engine is moving so much, so I have to figure that out. But hey, thanks for watching. Please give me thumbs up and comments down below. That would be great. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, Now it's a perfect time to do that and also ring the bell. Thanks for watching and see you soon.